No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the French Tier 6 heavy tank, the ARL 44. Now I really enjoy this tank, and I really enjoy all the French tanks that can run this Mimi 105. Now there's a trick with this 105, it's a very old school gun, and it's a very gold noob gun, and that's because you have 300 alpha with your standard rounds, with the AP with 165 pen. But randomly, with 223 pen on the premium, you have 330 damage. So you randomly have 30 extra damage, which means your DPM is actually really good for a tier 6 heavy. And it's just memes. This gun is a great gun to run on pretty much all the French tanks that can run it. So it's a good gun to run on this tank. It's a good gun to run on the AMX M4 45. And actually, to be honest, this gun firing full premium on the MX M4 45 makes the M4 45 actually pretty nice to play, because it has good DPM and it just generally performs way better. It's good. You get this on the tier 5 bathtub as well. That it's even more memey on that tank as well. It's actually pretty good on the what's it on? The ARL 44 as well. It is the ARL 44. We are in the ARL 44. The ARL V39. Too many ARLs. The ARL V39, the tier 6 tank destroyer as well, also gets this gun, and to be honest, it makes the tank better for me because it's a bit more punchy. So we're on Kasserine in this tank, and I really do like it for these sorts of matchups, where even in tier 7 you feel like you pack a punch. We've been rather aggressive in pushing up because this Thunderbolt is sat in a position where he can hurt us, and he's hull down, which is quite bad. But obviously with 223 pen, we're going to make short work of his turret. So we get kind of lucky that the first shot, or that shot, slotted straight through into his turret when it wasn't very well aimed. That one, again, wasn't very well aimed, but it looked more likely to go in, and it didn't. That one does. 294. Nice roll. The Thunderbolt's coming. I'm pretty sure that the MX has fired most of his shells, so I don't look at him. Pop a shot through the upper plate of the Thunderbolt, which for a lot of tanks at tier 6 might be a bit tricky because of the spaced armour and stuff, but for the 223 pen of this gun, no. We shut down that guy. This AMX-12T is sat in front of us, bounced off his upper plate, and unfortunately we don't get to finish him off as he gets finished off by one of our teammates. So now he's gone, we can now progress the fight further into their half of the map. There's two artillery sat somewhere, probably along the one line that we could get kills on, but we do know where the rest of their tanks are, which is in that middle area over there where those three heavies are spotted, and there was a couple spotted in the middle as well around H89, somewhere around there. So we've taken up a position where we can get some nice shots at the sides of these guys, and obviously with this position we're in right now it's very risky because artillery can have its wicked way with us very easily here, because obviously we're expecting them to be at about J1, J2 roundabouts. So they are trying to put shots into us, but you see what this gun can do in a short space of time when you can keep it working. The reload is very nice at about 7.5 seconds. The 330 alpha means you are always slapping people for around 300 or so, pretty reliably. As well as the accuracy being not too good, but generally for the alpha actually, the accuracy is alright. It's one of those things where the accuracy is not great on the gun, but actually for the alpha on a heavy tank, the accuracy is not too bad, and it performs quite well. And like I say, a 7.5 second reload for it as well is pretty damn good. And it's pretty memey. It's pretty expensive to play, and you've got to accept that when you play this gun on any of the French heavies, or French tanks in general, but for the memes, it's well worth it. So there's only 3 heavy tanks left, and we know exactly where they are. They are all in this valley. So we're going to go in to try and get some shots into them. There's a Dreadnought there, which is terrifying. We get a nice shot into him. We're looking to shoot it again. Nice shot into the back of his turret. He's a one-shot now. That guy tries to jump on him, absolutely fails. Never, it's never not amusing to watch people kill themselves jumping off of cliffs on this map, ever. Oh dear. So we're going to come up behind this 45 TP. We're going to try and get a shot into his butt. He's the last one alive, so we're hoping that we can get some damage off into him. He's just starting to evade us, but luckily enough, his butt's hanging in the breeze, and we get to finish him off. So that was a nice game for the ARL on Kasserine, and it shows what this gun can do on a good day. 3 kills, and I mean, it's not always going to hit, right? I mean, it's kind of a derpy gun, and at range, especially, I mean, we weren't firing at like 500 meters, but we were firing at a decent range, and those sorts of shots that we were taking aren't always going to hit. So it was quite nice for it to do it, but generally it's got nice velocity and a nice reload, so you don't mind missing as much. And at tier 6 you can really pack a punch and just, you basically, it turns a tank with great pen on its gun and decent accuracy. It's got the same aim time, by the way, as the other gun. But yeah, it turns a tank with decent accuracy and great pen on its 90 mm 240 alpha into a tank that can really throw its weight around with this gun. Which is what it can do, because even when you see tier 7s and stuff, and you see, I mean, you see Tiger 1s, right, they are the dream. A Tiger 1 is the dream. Yeah, sure, the Tiger 1 can pen you reliably, very easily, and its DPM is mad, right? But if you're catching them out and you're sort of peeking, managing to shoot and not take one in return, or taking the other one in return and controlling the engagement yourself, you can really, really throw down the hurt for those Tigers. Because, you know, they'll be hitting you for 240, but you'll be slapping them for 330, or roundabouts in that area-ish. And, you know, that is very, very valuable for a heavy tank. So, this is a game on Mali Winter, and obviously we are going to go to the hill. Fortunately, there's no artillery, which makes this map actually sort of enjoyable to play. Because it's one of those maps that if you go to the hill and there's like 2 or 3 artillery, you just know that you're going to get absolutely slapped up by them. And it's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside when you're trying to fight up there, because they're just going to keep slapping you and you lose like a lot of health generally trying to fight it because of artillery. It's also an ideal game, really, because look what the team's doing. They're not fighting the HJK-123, which is a useless line. They're actually coming to fight the hill as well, which is amazing, and fight around the hill. And fight on this side of the map, because obviously when they push up through the 123, the positions our guys are in, as long as someone's spotting, they're going to get shot up, the enemy team, as they try to get towards our base. And we've also got backup on the hill, and backup around the hill, so that we're not going to really get outnumbered. So this is the perfect time for the ARL to shine on this area. So when we're on top and we're engaging these guys here, this Dreadnought is enemy numero uno. We want to get rid of this guy, so we're just going to keep slapping shots into the top of his turret. Because you see what he just did there? He just destroyed whatever that tank is to my left. He just laughed at it. And then as we're pulling forward to try and get some more shots into the Dreadnought, we spot another tank down there. I'm like, oh no, not another Dreadnought. No, it's another KV-2. It's an actual normal KV-2. Wow. Those things don't tend to get played all that often. And he's firing AP. Oof. I mean, that could have been quite deadly, actually, for the ARL. Because, especially if he's firing the premium AP from the KV-2, right? Because that's got 136 pen. And the front of the turret of the ARL is only like 100mm. It's typical French that it could have probably been penned quite easily by it, which, yeah, would have been painful. So, like I said, we are making short work of these guys, really. The gun accuracy let us down with a shot on that IS there. But you just see how quick we are able to keep putting shots in. Unfortunately, our shot didn't hit where we wanted on that IS and it bounced. But now he's gone. We've got the... Basically, we've won the hill and we've got the ability to do what we want now. We've not got to be rushing ourselves. We've not got to be making the best of what we've got. I mean, you always got to make the best of what you've got, but we're not always going to be spotted now. We can work our gun from the safety of just being unspotted. So we're popping some shots at this game carrier, and unfortunately for the game carrier, he won't be carrying anything today, and we shut him down. Now there's this T20 that's yellowing about in the open. We get a nice shot into him, and he's just YOLO'd someone, rammed them. I have no idea what he was doing there, but he gets shut down. Now our cap timer's going off, and it's like, okay, I think they're in the base. There's 2 spotted over there now, and it's probably the guys that are left now are all on that sort of one-line area. So we're going to go back to base to try and help defend it, because at the end of the day, I don't trust my teammates in keeping it reset. They're probably going to do a good job of doing it anyway, but I don't want to leave it to chance. I'm going to go try and help and defend it myself, because obviously all our team are YOLOing towards their cap, so they're probably going to get in that anyway. So I'm quite confident of leaving them to it and going back to help defend the base. Now the medium that's in the base dies. There's still a TD just outside of it. There's a medium spotted near their base. There's just 2 TDs, or there's just a TD unspotted and another medium tank. Now I'm guessing that they're probably over towards the 2-3 line, and then there's that heavy tank gets spotted. But here we go, as we're coming across here, we find the 1375, get a nice shot into him. We activate the food because let's make that DPM accuracy better. Get a nice shot into his side, track him while he's trying to move, and we're wrecking this poor guy's day. We're trying to find that slim shot. It's like, can we find it? Oh, of course we can, because accuracy. And he's trapped now. I know I'm probably going to kill him. I've got health, right? So I'm just like, you know what? Take my health. Take a shot. I'll give you a free shot at 1375. I'll finish you off. We're up to 3.8k damage in a tier 6, which is really nice. We know where the heavy and the TD are. The TD is going to be out there somewhere where that guy's just pinged. The heavy tank was spotted, which is a Tiger P, down near their base. In fact, he's actually crawling towards their cap as a Tiger P does. Get a nice shot into his side, and he gets finished off. Now there's only a TD left, which is the Jagdpanther, and he's either going to be on the one line or he's actually going to be there. So we're looking for a shot into him. He's hiding behind something. We get a nice shot into his side though, and he gets shut down. And that was a juicy game for the ARL 44. And again, this gun is magnificent. I can't recommend. It just makes the tanks, the French heavies, as you go up, just better. Because the MXM445 can feel a little underwhelming when you use the normal gun, but as soon as you put this gun on, it can trade, it can smash, and it really can put up with like the Tiger ones at its tier. And the ARL 44 I really enjoyed. It's a fun tank, and with that 105 firing the full APCR gold love, it's beautiful. So we finished that game with 4.4k damage, 3 kills, 2.2k base, and that's a juicy game in the ARL 44, and a tank that I actually really enjoyed playing through. So, as always everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.